Hi guys, it's Carolyn with Carolina Crafting. Just let me know when you hop on and say hello to me. Hope everyone's had a good day. Just let me know when you're there so I can say hello to you. Looks like I've got a couple of people. Let me know who's watching. Hi Carol, thank you for joining me. Going to wait just to see if anyone else hops on before we start our project. Hi Shirley, thank you for watching tonight. How hot is it in Texas, Shirley? It hit 100 here with a heat index. Actually, when I left work, it said 102 with a heat index of 110. It's ridiculous. A good time to stay inside in the air conditioning for sure. Has everyone had a good day? As you can see, I'm starting my Christmas in July series tonight. And if you didn't see, I posted a poll for you to vote on what kind of projects you want to do during Christmas in July. That was posted yesterday, so if you didn't vote, go vote, because I'm going by what y'all want to make and coming up with projects from that. Hi Ann, thank you for joining us. I'm just waiting a couple more minutes to see if we get any more folks online. Oh, Carol said make cards. The majority said make cards. So I've got a card for us tonight, but it's got a little surprise in it that I'll show you here in a bit when we get started. If you'll just say hi when you join so I'll know you're there, and we'll get started soon. I was talking earlier about how hot it is here in North Carolina. It hit, well, what I saw today on my phone, it hit 102 where I'm at. How hot is it where you're watching from? right. We've got a few people on, so I won't keep you waiting. We'll go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned before, we're doing Christmas in July. Oh no, Ann said 107. That's miserable. Miserable. We're starting Christmas in July tonight, and there's actually 97. I know Shirley's in Texas. That's yep, hot. I figured it was hotter in Texas than here. But we're starting Christmas in July, and I do lives every Thursday at 7 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And there's actually 5 Thursdays in July, so we're going to do 5 Christmas projects. And like I mentioned before, I have a poll that I put on my Facebook page yesterday for you to go vote what kind of projects you want to do. Right now, the majority is cards. Cards is winning by far. And then we had a few votes for handmade gifts, so we'll do a few of those. And then we had a couple of votes for treat holders, so we'll do that too. So tonight, we're making a card since that was the majority, but I've got a little surprise inside the card, and I'm going to show you now. Let me set my laptop aside here. So, inside, when you pop it open, there's a little gift box there, and you can put a gift card holder in. And I forgot to bring a old gift card upstairs, so I just cut a piece of cardstock to size, and you'll see it'll fit right in there, and it'll close down flat. Now I made a tiny mistake on this one, and I'll show you as we make a new one what not to do that I did wrong here. So I'll show you that as we make it. So we're using a Stitched Season Sweet Collection tonight, and it's one of the brand new online exclusives that came out yesterday. We're using, well, we're just going to use tonight the stamps, but it does come with dies, and the paper comes with it. It also comes with ribbon and some little button embellishments as well. So on this one, I did use the little holly dies, so I just wanted to show you the dies as well. And I've been playing with this suite quite a bit and really enjoying it. If you're a quilter, you'll love this collection. All right, so let's get started, and I'm going to start doing my stamping first, just to get that kind of out of the way. So I'll need a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and that's to go on the inside. And we'll stamp a little greeting for the inside. And I'm going to use Real Red ink. And for the inside, I'm just stamping, "May all your days be merry and bright." I'm just doing the same stamps that I did for the other one. And you'll want to make sure and come down at least to the center. Oops, I didn't get that stamp good. That's why there's a backside. You get 2 chances to get it right on each paper. There we go. And you'll want to come down at least to the midways, so you'll have room when you put your little box inside for it to attach and not go over your stamp sentiment. And then I'm going to, now this I did use from the dies. It's one of the little labels in there. And I'm stamping "Sending Warm Wishes This Christmas" on it. And it will fit exactly on here with no extra room. Actually, it did stamp off just a little bit. when I measured it before, it looked like it would fit exactly, but I don't like how the S is not fitting, so we'll fix that. We'll come back to that. Okay. Now let's work on that inside mechanism that makes the little box. So what you need, let me get my notes here. You're going to need a piece of designer series paper that is 7.5 by 4 1/4. And I like to score when I'm doing several score lines. I like to use my my scoring mat that Stampin' Up! Has. And if you're using a piece of paper that's directional, be sure you turn it towards you. I think I'm going to feature the other side, which is the candy canes on my card. But just for the purposes of scoring and showing you for directional paper, we'll score with it on this side. So, with your longer side, your 7.5 side at the top, you're going to make a score at 1/2 inch. And remember, with designer series paper, you don't need a real heavy hand when you're scoring, because you could actually tear the paper. So 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and I'm just lightly going over it a couple of times. 4 inches, and then 5 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then the side that's the left-hand piece of your paper, you're going to put it now at the top, and you're going to score at 1 3/4. And at 3 1/2. Okay. Does anybody need me to repeat any measurements? Once I'm done, I'll make a post to go on my website tomorrow with all these measurements on it. So if you miss one tonight, just tune in tomorrow for that. Okay, now we need to do a little trimming from this. And I made a template of, you can't see my score lines on here, but I've made a template so that you can see where you're going to cut. So on the side where you have the little 1/2 inch score line, you're going to cut the tab at the top and the bottom off. So let me grab my scissors. Actually, I want these. Okay, and we're just going to cut those little tabs off on those score lines. And this little one up here. Okay. And then with the little tab that's left here, you want to miter those corners. It just goes together a little easier when you miter your corners like that. Just take a little sliver off. Okay. And then you'll see these 2 big squares here in the middle. We don't need those, so I'm going to cut those out as well. And I'm going to fold it a little, help me to see it to cut it off. And actually I'm going to fold these back, the 2 tabs on the ends, so that I can get that middle one really well. trim just a little more. I didn't quite get on my score line there. There we go. Okay. Alright, so you'll see it's sort of starting to come together. You can see my X's here and here. So what's left is taking these and cutting them diagonally. Now, one thing you can do, you can fold it together like this and just make one cut right across. Or you could do them separately. I'm going to do mine, fold mine together and cut mine at the same time. So you can do this on your paper trimmer, but I'm just going to eyeball it and cut it straight across here. Okay? And now you can see that fits my template perfectly. All right. So next we just need to burnish all those edges. This top piece with the smaller score line, you're actually going to fold back, and then you're going to cut just to that first score line. Well, that piece is missing. You're going to cut on these 3 score lines just down to that next score line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And this makes your box flaps on the card. Okay. And I'm just going to burnish all these others. And as I mentioned, I wanted these flaps to, this side to be my flaps. And then these little triangles will fold up like that. I know it's still not quite making sense, but it will. Okay. Now you're also going to need another little strip of paper. Now that we've got this one done. That is 5.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And this will make that little piece, I don't know if you can see down inside, that will hold your gift card in there. So we're going to score it. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. Then at 2 3/4 of an inch. And then at 5 inches. Okay. And then you'll just fold it in the middle on that middle score line. And then these other 2 flaps you're going to fold back. Just go ahead and fold both of them back. And burnish all of those. Alright, so let's build our box. So what you want to do is you're going to put a little glue on this tab and then fold it in the middle so that the other side of your paper meets up with it. So let me grab some glue. Now I would use liquid glue or the Stampin' Seal Plus or tear and tape on this, just so that you have a little bit stronger adhesive, since it's a 3D item. That'll hold it together. I got a little bit too much glue there. Just gonna hold it for a minute. Okay, and then then when you set it up, these pieces fold to be the bottom. And where you glued, the side you glued your edges together, on that side you're going to go in and put just a little glue on your tabs. You're going to put it all the way down in the bottom, and then pinch that side closed so that's your mechanism that holds your card is all the way down there in the bottom. So just put a little glue on my tabs here. And then I'm going to put it all the way down in the bottom and just fold it together. Now, while that is drying a little bit, I'm going to move that out of the way. We can start putting our sentiment on the inside of our card. And this is just a regular A2 card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. Okay, now we can put our Merry and Bright, glue it down on the inside. And I'll just center that. And now we're ready to put our box in. And you'll see I got a little bit too much glue. So one of my edges there was stuck, but you just wiggle it loose and it's fine. But now to glue it down, there is a certain way you need to glue it. This is where I messed up on this one. So I just glued it down, but when I put my gift card in and close it, you'll see it hangs out a little bit. So I would suggest putting your gift card in, or cutting a piece of cardstock like I did to be your pretend gift card. Fit it in your box. Let me go ahead and stand it up. Fit it in your box. And then fold it down so you'll see which way it goes. I glued mine this way, which makes it stick out. So there is a certain way you need to glue it. So just make sure. And you can take it all the way over here. You can put it in the middle, whatever you want, just as long as it there's your gift card's not hanging out. So I think I'll put mine more kind of towards, well, you can't exactly put it in the middle because of the when you fold with the gift card, but I think I'll put mine about right here. And all you do is put glue on the triangle. Fold it down. I'm just going to hold it for a minute to let that glue set up. And then flip it over. And you'll put glue on this triangle. And fold it down again. And now we can start making the front of our card. I am going to put, I'm going to put one of my bigger blocks on here just to hold it down to set up a little bit and move that aside. So I cut another piece of my designer series paper, just 6 of the little squares. I want to do this one like the front, like it's a quilt as well. And so I cut a piece of real red to mat it on. These, I don't know the exact dimensions because when you cut these down, they don't seem to be, let me pull in this little scrap piece of paper I was working with. they don't seem to be just an exact size. Like this one's almost 5 7/8, but not quite. So I think I cut mine at about 5 inches. And then this way it's right at 3 1/8. So I think I cut it at 3 1/4. So it's close, but not on exact measurements. So we're just going to glue that down on our piece of Real Red to mat it. Does anybody have any questions so far? Do you like this project? Okay. And then we need to run it through with an embossing folder, and that's what gives it kind of the quilted look. On this card, I use Lazy Daisy, but I was thinking about doing a different embossing folder for this one and seeing what we get. The ones I thought would work best that I have that are still available, besides Lazy Daisy, Stone and Vine might be a good one. I can't remember what this one's called. It's the one with the hearts that came out at Valentine. Now it is on the last chance list, but I thought that would be cute with the hearts on it. It looked like the little, I don't know. I thought that would give it a good quilted feel design to it. And we also got the new Swirls of Magic that came with the Halloween. But now it's not a 3D embossing folder, so I kind of feel like the 3D gives it a little bit better texture. So, what do you want to try the hearts? What do you think about that on this one? I think maybe we'll try the hearts. So we'll just put it here kind of in the middle, and let me get my machine out. Oops, I don't think I need that extra piece here. Too many plates. There we go. All right, there's what we got. Okay, and now we can decorate the front of our card. And I'm going to open it up to make sure I know where the front is so that I don't goof on this one. So there's how it closes. Then this will go on the front. Oh, Carol, the 3D embossing folders, I'm not sure if I can explain or not. They just leave a deeper, like, texture to it, to the embossing. You'll see it, I don't know if you can tell on these, I don't know, the pattern just is a bit more prominent. It makes a deeper embossed pattern. And then I need to fix my sentiment because I didn't like that. let's see. I'm just going to cut a strip of paper a little bit bigger than this. Let's say 2.5 by an inch. Let me get my scraps of paper out. All right, so 1 inch. By 2.5. Okay. And get our real red out again. Okay, that's better. It all fits on there well. You don't, nothing's kind of hanging over the edge. And then I think I'll use Stampin' Dimensionals to put this on with. Oops. I always like to use my take your pick tool to get those little backings off. And then we'll just put this right down towards the bottom. That's not quite centered. There we go. And then we have, I don't know if this will be too much or not. Here's the buttons, embellishments that come with it. I was thinking about putting a red button on each side to see how that'll look. All right. What do you think? You like that? It's kind of a 2-in-1, a gift card holder and a card. And you still have, you know, room in here to write a little message. And then here's the other one again with my box in backwards, but you can't tell it without the gift card. So be sure to put your gift card in before you glue your box down so you'll remember which way it goes. All right, what do y'all think? Is that a pretty good starter for Christmas in July? Oh, and I do need to give credit for this too. So in North Carolina, our Stampin' Up! Demonstrators get together. We try on a quarterly basis, and Jennifer Hamlin is one of our Stampin' Up! Demonstrators in Winston-Salem area. And when she hosted our quarterly a few years back, this was one of the projects that we made. And I loved it and thought it was so neat. So she is where I got this idea from. Also next week, I won't be able to do a live, but I'll have a filmed tutorial for you with a Christmas project, and I'll have it posted at 7 so that we keep up with our Christmas in July on Thursdays. Okay? All right. Are there any questions about this before I go? I'll post the measurements to the box and everything on my website tomorrow, so you'll have those. All right. If there's no questions, oh, I love how you can use Steppin' Up idea and use other paper. You certainly can. You certainly can. You can make these little boxes out of any stash of Christmas paper or whatever you have. I mean, you can do this for a birthday card too, if you're given a gift card for a birthday or some other occasion. You certainly can. Oh, Shirley, make it look simple. It is. It really is simple. Once you make one, they're so easy. They're not hard at all. That's why I thought this would be a good project to start out with, because it is so easy once you make it. You know, sometimes you start with projects and you get kind of discouraged because they get so challenging and they have so many steps. This one does have a few steps to get your box, but it's really easy. It's really easy. All right, well, I really appreciate everybody joining me tonight. And like I said, next week I won't be live, but I will have a project for you that will be posted at 7. So thank you so much for joining me. And wherever you're at, try to stay cool because it is hot. Hope you have a good night.